Doctors here are kind of so mean to foreigners. Not only foreigners, I even hear they're mean to the locals. Like, it must be so good. You just don't know the horror that's waiting for you. Hi guys, happy new year. Welcome back to my channel. This year I really want to be intentional about posting more on this vlog channel. I know I said the same thing last year, but then I had so much going on last year. I had to go to Kenya the beginning of summer. Then when I got back from Kenya, I thought, okay, for the remaining part of the year I'll be vlogging more, and I wasn't able to keep that, I won't really say it's a promise, but I did, I guess, 2 videos and then I got pregnant. So, and here we are. Anyway, oh, the sun looks so good. The sun is setting right now and it looks so good. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. It's like the rays are coming in and it looks so beautiful. So yeah, I really want to be intentional with posting more this year. Baby stuff, baby vlog, baby unboxing stuff, and things about us. It's not all going to be, baby, but for the most part, I guess, yeah. But yeah, just family-based vlogs. I think that's what most people have been asking on our Ask My Couple channel to see more of. So I'm really going to try my level best and give you guys some content in that regard. Anyway, today we woke up really early. We didn't really get any work done because we had to go to get some tests done on me. Like, was it 40 tests? Yeah, but not like all of them done at the same time. Basically blood drawn, and then they would do all those tests according to my blood. So they took a lot of my blood, 2 times on this hand and 2 times on this hand, and I really kind of started feeling so sick and tired. I couldn't even get home. The main reason for those tests basically is to test for diabetes in pregnancy, because I am 25 weeks today. Every Thursday I start a new week. So yeah, it's Thursday today, and every Thursday I start a new week of pregnancy. And yeah, the test went well. I felt so dizzy afterwards. The baby is kicking, and yeah, I'm just hoping everything, when the tests come back, everything will be fine and my blood sugar will be okay. Today's vlog, I want to talk about the horrors of pregnancy that no one tells you about. In the beginning when I got pregnant, I guess the first 2 months, I was kind of disappointed, I guess, somehow in I won't say people in general, but people that I know, and maybe even I would say like people who glamorize pregnancy on Instagram and on Facebook and on social media, and how it's perfect, how it's, it's good. And I'm like, surely when I was going through such a tough time, I was like, surely not everybody has it glamorous. It's not good for everyone, because I was going through it. I was so sick. Anyway, I'm just going to tell you guys just how my first trimester was, which was a huge nightmare. And I'm gonna be cutting what are they called, tags from all the clothes that have been adding up since the last time I showed you guys a few of the things that I had got. I obviously added a lot more, so I'm gonna be cutting the tags, because whenever these things come, I don't cut tags at all. I want to hang them up. A couple of days ago we received that wardrobe. I'm gonna put some hanging rods on it to be able to hang baby clothes on. I have to say that I don't know if this is wise of me, but I'm not washing any baby clothes right now because it's winter. Nothing is drying. Our own clothes are not drying. Whenever we need something urgently, we just dry it in the dryer. But I just feel like with the inflation and everything, I don't want our power to go so high. So we only dry clothes when it's absolutely necessary. Otherwise, we just hang them out. So I'm thinking it's better to just keep them hanged and organized for now in the wardrobe. And then I'm also going to have some kind of shelves here, this side. I don't know if I can show you guys. This side over here, it's coming. We call it here they call it commoda, but I don't know what they call, how do I say it, a chest of drawers. Yeah, I'm gonna have a chest of drawers right there. So I'll put some more extra things that won't fit here. I'll put them in the chest of drawers and just try to get the room organized, because right now it's a mess. as you can see. You cannot see everything, but it's a mess. It's a mess up here, it's a mess here, it's a mess there, it's a mess here. If I show you guys, you just, most of you will obviously judge me, but it's just such a mess. I've been ignoring it because pregnancy is tiring. It is tiring. I'm exhausted all the time, all the time. Even going through the blood test today, when I came back, I was like, oh, today drained me. you know, I just feel drained all the time. And it's winter and my lips are dry all the time. Like everything is just to the extreme. If it's hunger, I'm extremely hungry. If I'm tired, I'm extremely tired, which is like all the time. So I just have to like press myself and be like, please just do it, just do it, just do it. And I have to speak to myself and be like, just do it. Yeah, today I'm just going to, give you guys an insight of how my first trimester was, because it was horror. Up to a few weeks before the baby moon, I was just completely like sick, tired, over it. Like, oh, we are practicing, my husband and I, to just say positive things, not to confess negative things. But I was over it. I was like, this is not it. But I weathered through it. Thank God. I prayed for strength so much. I was praying for strength every morning before I leave bed. I'm like, God, please just give me strength. Before I clean the house, I'll be like, God, please help me just be able to clean the house. So I'm no longer cleaning the floors as much as I used to. I'm basically no longer cleaning my house as much as I used to, because it's just too much. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to remove that. I wanted to remove the tags so that I can be able to hang these clothes, because it's a whole chore. Now let's talk my experiences. Well, first of all, I was bloated days on end. Even when I didn't eat anything, I was just bloated. Like bloated that the stomach would actually feel pain, and you'd feel gas circulating in there, and you're just in pain. I was literally in so much pain. I never thought bloat would hurt so much. The way you feel bloat and then you fat, and then your stomach stops hurting, and you don't feel like bloated anymore. This bloat wasn't going away. It's bloat like from, let's say, Tuesday to Friday. You just bloated through, and then maybe you get some relief on let's say Saturday and Sunday, but then you're bloated again Monday to Thursday. Horrible. Horrible. First few weeks, from week, oh, I wanted to put this in here, from week 3 to 5, I wasn't very sick because I didn't know what to expect. I've never been pregnant before. So I'll have to cut these tags. So I had energy week 3 to 5. Actually, I think I had energy until week 7 to 8. That's when I started feeling really, really sick. So I could go to the park with my husband. We could ride our scooters. We could do a bunch of things. I could even run at that point. And then I started deteriorating. Like my energy started going low and just feeling overall sick. I have to say that at some point I couldn't even leave bed. I was so sick, and I was angry at the same time for all the people that glamorize pregnancy. And as I said, I know that it's not the same for everyone. Some people just breeze through it and they're just feeling fine from day one to the day they deliver. But I was just so angry at people. I was angry at my husband. So I was angry not only at people on Instagram, but I was angry at everyone, even my husband. Anyway, yeah, I was feeling so angry because I saw how people glamorized pregnancy and how hard I was having it. But yeah, those first few weeks, I was feeling fine. I could do everything. And then when I started feeling really, really horrible was around week 7, 8, 9. That's when I couldn't leave bed. I was bedridden. I was feeling anxious, tired, depressed. I was crying the whole time while I was in bed. I couldn't sleep. Right now I'm having a hard time. Oh, I got a notification. Right now I'm having a hard time finding a sleeping position. But during those weeks from let's say week 7 to 8, I just couldn't sleep. So I had to cry myself to sleep sometimes because I was having such a rough time. Like rough. And then I remember the pastor's wife from my church in Kenya. She was in Vienna to see her daughter who lives there. And she was like, oh, I'm in Vienna for 3 months. I would like to come and see you. So I was like, okay. And that time I just crossed. I think we started talking when I was 5 weeks pregnant. And I told her, okay, fine, I'll plan for you to come. Then I started to feel really sick around the time we had planned that she would come to visit me. And I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I need to tell her that I don't want her to come because I am so sick. I'm not leaving bed. My house is a mess. And around that time, we started like fixing up this room, the walls and stuff, and we removed the wallpaper that was all over this room. I remember I don't know if you guys remember, there was a wallpaper right there, like a kind of a flowery wallpaper. We removed all the wallpaper, all this side too, and we just wanted to like plaster the wall again, remove the paint that was in, plaster the whole wall again. So around that time we had a lot going on. I was bedridden, my husband was doing all that work, and then I would join him when I felt better. And yeah, I want to put some few things in this. And yeah, so she told me, I would like to come. Then I had to tell her that I'm pregnant very early on because I didn't want to make excuses. She would be like, don't you want me to come and visit you? I don't know if you guys want to see me doing all this. So anyway, I had to tell her I'm not well, I'm pregnant. I'm not gonna, sit here and make excuses why you can't come visit me, because it's like she doesn't come to Europe often and she really wanted to come see us. So I had to just tell her the truth. And she told me it's completely okay, I understand, so I guess I won't come to visit you. I had some documents I wanted to send her, documents regarding our house in Kenya that we built there. And I told her I'll ship the documents to you so that you can give them to my auntie who lives in that house. Like basically it's 2 houses in one. Yeah, so basically she was the very first person to know I was pregnant very early on, and she was praying for me. So I was feeling kind of peaceful that she knows and she's praying for me. So I know a lot of people might not be able to understand this, but I started feeling the feeling of nausea very early on. Gosh, I'm sorry guys, I keep receiving notifications and I have to read them because I've ordered a bunch of stuff because there's so many sales going on right now. Since it's the new year and everything, so I want to like organize. Every time I receive a notification, I want to know what it is so that I don't forget it. Some stuff I have to go pick up in Prague, which I don't really want to. I was meant to go yesterday, but I postponed it. Yeah, I don't want to deal with having to sit in a bus that long. Anyway, my nausea started very early on, I guess around week 8, 7, 8. My husband made a vlog of us in Dresden around week 7 and 8. And that time I was actually feeling really nauseous and really bloated. Like everything just hit me at once around week 7, 8, 9. So yeah. Now the thing with nausea, I know everybody talks about nausea, when you're pregnant you'll be nauseous, but the thing is mine came with the spitting, I don't know what they call it pitalism gravidarum, and I still have it up to today. I've been spitting everywhere. I carry a baggie. I have my baggie right here. And sometimes around the house, I have a cup. Even when you're doing asthma, I have a cup that I have to keep spitting in, like every 10 seconds. Sometimes if I'm not speaking in the asthma, I can hold it. I was hopeful in the beginning that the spitting would stop, because there's some people online who are saying that usually it goes away around month 5 or 6. But the way mine was so, how do I say it? Mine was more like so intense, and sometimes when I like take anything with sugar, like if I drink a sugary drink or I chew gum and stuff like that, I would start having mucus, like thick yellow mucus. I'm so sorry guys, I know this might be disgusting for some of you, but I just I just have to tell you. But yeah, so I felt that mine was so intense. Mine is not the normal, because I would be reading so much about this, researching so much about it, and nobody was talking about mucus, having the spit mixed with mucus. So I was like, maybe mine is not gonna go away in the 5 months. So anyway, 5 months came and passed and I still have it. Still it's the same as the first day. At least now I'm not as disgusted as during the first trimester, because in the first trimester, oh, this is mine. I got a whole box of stuff here. I can't tilt the camera to show you guys, but yeah, I bought a box of stuff, and some stuff is mine, some stuff is for the baby. These are intim washes for myself, and some soaps, bath wash gels, some toothpastes and stuff. But yeah, as I was saying, I knew with the intensity that I was feeling the pitalism, I knew mine was not gonna go after 5 months. And I started praying about it. I started being positive about it, just speaking positivity into it, that it's gonna go away, it's not gonna stay. Because during the first trimester it was so disgusting, because I was already feeling so nauseous, unlike now. I'm sorry guys, these things have a lot of lint in here because whenever I get something, I just dump it here. So they all come and accumulate dust and stuff, and they have lint that's like making me rub my nose. But yeah, I've learned to deal with it by carrying baggies all around. And my husband is like, the reason why he doesn't want us to have more kids is because of the spitting. He cannot stand it. And you know, the spit has mucus, so it's really disgusting for anyone. So there's also the smell aversions. Actually, up to today, there's some things I cannot stand the smell. I've changed the soap that we used to wash the toilet with, but it still stinks. I cannot figure out what that smell is. I'm just now thinking the smell is in the water. Bring this bag closer. I'm just now beginning to think that the smell is in the water, the toilet water, the toilet bowl water. Now at this point of my pregnancy, I have to do things like if I really, really want to do something, like if I really want to clean like spilled water on the floor or something, I have to kneel, do it on my knees because I cannot bend so much. Because of course, obviously, the stomach, you know, I have to watch out for it. The smell aversions were crazy, crazy. I couldn't stand my husband's perfumes. I couldn't stand his skin smell. I couldn't stand just everything, the air, the restaurants, people, especially people who smoke. At the restaurants, I was like, oh. I remember around that time we went to another town called Brno. It's like 4 hours away. We just went to explore, walk around and stuff. And we sat at this restaurant outside. There was a person smoking the, what is it called? The pipe. What do you call it? What do you call these things that they smoke? This plastic stuff that they smoke, that people smoke. I just picked up my baggie, my Ziploc bag, and I just vomited because I was so sick to my stomach of that thing smelling. I learned mainly that we vomit, like pregnant women vomit, at least from my experience, from thinking too deep into something. Like if you think about it, if you think of maybe like my thoughts is that, oh, he probably didn't brush his teeth and he's smoking that. He's just sitting there drinking coffee, and all those thoughts just make me lose it. And I start to vomit. At that time also I couldn't clean. So opening the fridge and it hasn't been cleaned or emptied for a while was just horror. Just horror because you just feel first of all like falling down because you're so tired. You're exhausted of the smells. You have all these other things going on, the capitalism, the exhaustion, the everything all wrapped in one. So you just want to crumble in essence and just, you know, fall down and just not get up. Just lay there and just, you know, be there. This is getting quite heavy. I bought a whole bunch of baby soaps and shampoos. I will organize these things in the chest of drawers that I'm having here, but also I wanted to do this today because I want to know before I continue adding more stuff, like buying more stuff, what is really needed. So I want to know like if I need more bathing shampoos, if I need more lotions and stuff like that, so that I don't have to buy double. I think at this point, because I filled one bag already, moms out there, I hope this is enough baby wipes. We threw away a lot of food because we'd order something, I would smell it, and then I would be like, no, I cannot eat that. Sometimes I would literally like gag. I would think about something, oh, spaghetti bolognese would be so good to eat right now, and then I would order it. Then when it comes, I just don't want to even look at it because I feel so sick to my stomach. So we threw away a lot of food and we couldn't cook and we were ordering out so many times. I also noticed that during that period, I would find one thing and then I would eat it for a couple of days and then I would be tired of it, like basically sick of it, like literally sick of it, that I cannot eat it anymore. So we survived on pizza for a while, and then I started frying bananas because we don't have, you know, green bananas here. We don't have plantain here. I guess there's only like one African shop, which is a hit and miss really to find it. They don't have online shipping or anything like that. So unless you go like, you know, the lady and, you know, you call her. I know some people who know the owner of the shop and they call her whenever something comes. So they sell off the shop very quickly. So what I was doing at that period, I was just getting like normal bananas that are kind of green or really green, but they are, you know, normal bananas for eating when they're ripe. And then I would cook them, fry them in oil, and then I would eat them. So I survived on that for a while. Basically every 3 to 4 days I would find something that I would stand and I would eat it, you know, for a couple of days, and then I would start feeling sick of it, like literally just sick, and then I would stop and find something else that I can stand. The craziest thing is that the whole time I was sick, I didn't think I would survive because I would feel so sickness so intensely, as I said in the beginning of the video, so extremely sick that I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think, like, usually I'm a strong person, you know. I view myself as a strong person. I can handle pain. I can handle stressful situations. I feel like anxious. Like if I get depressed, it's only for like a week. It doesn't really stay. Like if something is really bothering me, I would call it more of stress than depression. But this time I felt so depressed. And I also felt so alone. And that's something that I've never felt before. You always feel so alone because you feel like you want to be with family and people to take care of you. And at that stage, it's not like you can tell everyone. I didn't tell my family until I was like 4 months pregnant. I didn't tell them because obviously they say you don't announce before you reach some stage. You like wait. I also felt like with the way that I was so horribly sick, at that moment I thought that anything can happen, so why announce so early, you know. I wanted to do a unboxing video of all the things that are in boxes. Everything that comes in boxes, I just throw it in here in the baby cot. So I bought a bunch of these soaps. They're Dove soaps. There's like 4 in there because it was Black Friday sales and they were quite cheap, so I bought 4 packets and there's 4 inside, and we are currently bathing with 1. I'm also going to do a separate video of products I'm using to not have stretch marks. Basically to have elasticity and for my skin not to stretch so much. Hope that helps. So I bought these products before I found out that there's some stuff that you cannot use when you're pregnant. I didn't know that there's some like salicylic acids and stuff like that, witch hazel, that you cannot use when you're pregnant. And each time I kept on telling my husband, oh my god, I've been taking vitamin A, because usually before I got pregnant I was taking vitamins and stuff like that just for myself, collagen, you know. And I'd be like, oh my god, I didn't know that I shouldn't be taking this, and I've been taking it like for, you know, a couple of weeks while I was pregnant. And he'd be like, oh, don't worry, how do you think our moms and our grandmas survived, stuff like that. So every time I would be like panicking, he always had like, please don't worry about it. Anyway, there's some products that I stopped using, and I had just bought this. Then I found out I was pregnant like a month later because I wanted to finish what I was using, and then I bought this. Then I found out this has witch hazel and salicylic acid, and this is like pure glycolic acid peeling toner, and I couldn't use them. So I was so sad because I thought, like, you know, I wanted to glow and everything, but yeah, I cannot use them, and that really made me so sad. Now I have to wait until I give birth to be able to use them. Talking about skin products, guys, in the first trimester my skin fell. We say that in my culture, in my language in Swahili, like also in like my mother tongue, we say your skin is falling when you want to express just how horrible it looked. But my skin completely was peeling first, and then I had like horrible pimples. Some of them left scars that I can't take away, obviously, because I need to use strong things like this, you know, chemical peels and stuff like that. And obviously I don't want to use them for fear of, you know, harming the baby. So yeah, I still have, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm using the front camera, if you can see that. I still have a few spots here and there, and I'm not gonna go away, I guess, until I, you know, do proper skincare. But yeah, my skin was completely horrible. I had these large pimples that were removing pus every time I pressed them. And you know that I know I'm talking some really disgusting stuff, guys, in this vlog. I hope you excuse me. You know that pus that bursts out? That's just how much I had, and I had them every other day. Not like, you know, that you get them once a week. In a week I had like 5 or 6. I would have one here, 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 and then I would burst this side and be like, let me wait for this side to, you know, for them to mature. They're really painful. You know those pimples that are really painful, and then you give them a few days and then they come into full form? Yeah, so I would burst one side and then I would wait on the other side. I would burst it the next day. But yeah, my skin completely just completely was falling apart, if I can say that. From last month it started to become a little bit better. So basically right now I just use the normal oil that I use for face, and then I'm also using this CeraVe. I bought 2 of this because as I said, there was a huge sale going on in the shop that I buy this. It's called Notino. I don't know if you guys know that. It's a European kind of a Sephora. You guys, people, oh, I opened this and I shouldn't have opened it. How do I lock it? Ah, okay, I locked it because I already have one open. So yeah, basically I was using this, or the other thing that's open. I don't know if you guys know Palmer's, the brand that makes pregnancy anti-stretch mark oils, but yeah, they make some really good skin oils too. So I was using this, that, and just micellar water, my normal Bioderma micellar water, and that's it. I have to say that mainly I've felt and I've learned throughout these months of pregnancy that you are in Europe to feel like you're living in a nightmare because you do not really have help. It's not like back home where you have, like, you know, a house help and your aunties and cousins are all there, and you know, family members are there. Because in Europe you really cannot afford like a house help, you know. It's really like you have to pay them how much, 100 euros per 2 hours or something like that, not less than that, you know. I worked as a babysitter and I was being paid like 50 euros for, I guess, was it, that was in 2016, a couple of years ago, and I was getting paid, I can't convert it in Czech crowns, but I was getting paid around 40 to 50 euros for 1.5 hours, something like that. But yeah, it's quite expensive to get a babysitter and someone who will even be there with you for not only a couple of hours, but let's say the whole day, just to take care of you, take care of everything that you need, help you with buying stuff, do the laundry, do housework. And you know, another thing, you cannot get someone who's only there to do housework, go to the grocery store for you. Unless maybe you make friends with them or something. It becomes really a nightmare in Europe, especially, where you really have no help. You have no family members nearby. And you know, my mother-in-law, she doesn't live in the town we live in. She lives in Prague. And my sister-in-law is basically like non-existent in my life. Like, we are not friends, we don't communicate, we don't talk, we are not like close. She's a different type of a person, really. So yeah, I was feeling very, very lonely and very, very like living in a, how do I say it, living in a surreal world. Like, I kept on telling myself, this is not real. This is not it. This is just, this isn't it, you know. I'm sorry guys, the dust that these things have collected is so much. It's just making my nose twitch. I don't know if I'm gonna be done even after this vlog. I got some of these jackets from Mango and I have some more coming, and I realized that this looks so tiny and I wanted to return it, but then I thought, you know what, even if the baby wears it for a couple of months, that's just fine, because I felt like this is really so small and I'm trying to buy all sizes. So if this is like 9 to 12 months, this is like 18 to 24. I'm reading a whole lot, people say that, you know, babies grow up so fast, so I don't really want to be stuck with a lot of clothes that the baby won't wear. So for every shopping of the baby clothes, I'm trying to mix up sizes. I'm sure when they're packing, they're like, how many kids does this woman have? I'm gonna be hanging this. I was reading yesterday that basically some babies are born bigger and some babies smaller, so don't just assume that your baby is gonna fit into the typical newborn clothes. I don't know how true that is, but it's that website. I know maybe some mothers know. It's called What to Expect When You're Expecting. I guess I can remove this. It's already hanging out anyway. Yeah, so I'm hoping I do not have to run to the shop when the baby is born to buy things. All the socks and, you know, the Muppets in here. There's so many socks. Oh yeah, and some boots. I didn't even know I had this. Cashmere booties. It's crazy because I wanted to buy some just yesterday. I saw the same being on sale. I wanted to buy them. Thank God I didn't, because I had them all along. I'm gonna be here the whole night. Yeah, I hope that all the things that I have will really fit this baby perfectly, because I've been trying. I've done my best in buying as many sizes as I possibly can. And also the fact that different shops, I was reading that different shop sizes vary, so there's that too. Now I have to talk about the acid I felt. I know many people suffer from acid reflux, but the acid was crazy. Gosh, how come this how come all these people that get pregnant they don't really share how horrible it is? I can only assume that not everyone breezes through pregnancy, because I never read any status of anyone, read any story where someone was saying they were having a rough time. No one talks about it, no one says it. Unless you really research on YouTube, you won't find anyone or any videos like randomly talking about it, you know, or anyone you know, any celebrity you follow who's pregnant. They'll just be like bump feet, and you're like, ah, it must be so good. You just don't know the horror that's waiting for you when you get pregnant. Some people you will breeze through, but if your luck is like mine, you will suffer. Like, you suffer in ways you cannot imagine. I don't even know if I'm telling you guys the extremes at which I felt sick, because I was horribly sick, like really, really, really sick. I felt the acidity burning through me that it should actually, do you know when you drink a cola and then you feel like it's frying your brain for a minute and then you have a brain freeze? That's how much acid was burning me up. And whenever it would come up and then I would try to put it down, but then I want to vomit it out, but then I have the saliva and mucus all together, so I just have to spit it. Horrible, horrible experience. But yeah, the acid reflux was really intense for me. And the fact that they were saying, you know, you take some acetone or some, you know, medicine. But then I was afraid, because I would go research and then they'd be like, this is dangerous. In some countries it says it's dangerous. In some countries it's not FDA approved. In some countries, you know, you're reading reviews, you're reading Google blogs from different countries, and some countries are like, oh, this is not approved, this is not good for you, this is this. And then you just become scared and you're like, I'm not going to use anything, I'll just, you know, suffer in silence. And then the fact that here for some medicine you have to actually go to a doctor, and then the doctor will prescribe that for you. You can't get a lot of medicine here without getting a doctor's prescription. So most of the time I just suffered in silence. And even when I was having like intense headaches, I couldn't take any headache medication, because I was afraid, because I was saying like over 200 is too much. You cannot take that much. It might harm you and the baby. And then you just sit there suffering in silence. You cannot sleep. You have acid. You're bloated. You're nauseous. Everything smells. The soap I wash clothes with was smelling. The everything. Even when I would dry some clothes in the dryer, the smell of just repulsive. Gosh, guys, it's so many clothes, it's so much mixture. I don't even know if I'll be done today or tomorrow, because it's too much. Whenever I would feel like going to poop, like how do you say, long call, I would start feeling nauseous and sick, like something just overwhelms me, almost making me feel like I'll faint. It's just, you feel dizzy and you feel sick and you just feel completely like you feel like you want to faint. But then when I go to poop, I feel much better and that feeling goes away. And then when I want to go pee, the same thing would happen, but not as intensely, but still the same thing would happen. I would start feeling so dizzy, feeling like I'm gonna faint, feeling like I'm just so weak and sick. And then I'd go pee and it should go away. I don't know if anyone has ever gone through that. Is that even a thing? Does that happen to everyone else? Or it's just me who was going through the toughest time of my life? So I would always know, whenever I would wake up, leave the bed, and then I would feel dizzy, I would lay down again, and then I would feel overwhelmed by nausea, and then I would feel just so weak. I would start trembling. I would be like, maybe it's time to go try to go poop. Then when I get to the toilet, it was so hard for me to poop, because I wasn't drinking that much water. Each time I drank water mixed with the saliva and mucus, I would feel like, you know, vomiting it. So most of the time I would just not drink at all. And I was beginning to worry, because around that time was, I guess, week 11, 12, 13. And they were saying it's the time that the baby develops so much, so you have to drink so that the baby can have enough amniotic fluid. But I wasn't drinking at all. I was drinking like a half a glass or a glass at most of water every day. And I was really scared. I was like, I really need to start drinking. But then if I swallow the mucus and the saliva and the water, I would just feel nauseous. I would just feel, most times I would even be drinking water and I would just vomit, because I would just like, I couldn't handle it. Another thing about the acid is the fact that even if I ate a potato, it would just come back up, you know? Whatever I ate, it just came back up in acid form. That was really crazy and like painful and annoying. At this point, we already know what we're having, so I'm not gonna speak much about it. Just gonna tell you guys, we're not doing a baby reveal or anything like that. I just feel like it's not that, you know, important to do like a baby reveal. Yeah, I just feel like it's not that important, honestly. Even a baby shower, if it wasn't for nothing, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I just feel like it's not something that I really truly want to do. My sister-in-law got me this. We have a color scheme of like neutral beige, like light colors. And after she got me this, I told her, please do not buy me anything else. She actually got me this as a Christmas gift. Or she bought me a gift and then she added a few onesies. And I told her, please do not buy me these colors because I do not want them. I know these are Christmas colors and stuff like that, but I told her, do not buy me anything red, green, because she's obsessed with green. Do not buy me that anymore, ever, because I want to keep the colors, you know, light. I want to keep them light pink, light blue, light beige type colors, you know, gray. As you can see, the bed is gray or white, just basically pure white. I don't want green, yellow, so many colors. You know, so I think why my pregnancy has been so hard so far is because whenever I felt something, I couldn't really go to the hospital because doctors here are kind of so mean to foreigners. Not only foreigners, I even hear they're mean to the locals. There's an expert page of experts in the country that I live in, and all of them are always complaining that doctors are just so abrasive, so aloof, so just mean. And I was so afraid to go to the hospital, even when I was feeling my sickest. Those times I felt like I needed to go to the hospital, I couldn't go. I was just telling my husband I'm not going because I know they're going to be mean to me. They're going to be rude. And much later on, around month 4, I went to the hospital for a doctor's checkup that was necessary. And the doctor was so mean. So I was telling my husband, see, I was right all along. All the things I read online on the experts page were right. These people are so mean. First of all, when I entered the office, she was like, don't come in here. Go back out and wear a mask. And I was like, I don't have one. I didn't bring one. She was like, you have to have one. You're coming to the doctor's office. Even though, then I told her, I just thought that since, you know, masks were obliterated, how do you say, we are no longer wearing masks, you know, I didn't need to. She's like, no, are you coughing? Are you sick? I'm like, no, I'm pregnant. I just came for a doctor's checkup. It's required by my gynecologist. She's like, well, are you coughing? Are you okay? I was like, I'm fine. I just need a doctor's checkup. And I realized that she was being so aggressive and so mean. And then I thought maybe it's because of my skin color, because generally they are mean to people who speak English, whether white or black or yellow or whatever. And then again, I guess they're more meaner when you're like dark skin, because, you know, the country I live in is quite racist. Not really quite racist, very racist. But yeah, she was just, the whole experience was not good for me. She was just mean from the moment I entered to the very end. And then she'd be like, stand up, lay there. Are you feeling pain when I press here? Speak up. And I told my husband, I am not going back there to her. I actually thought I should report her, but then I thought that she's like we registered with that hospital to be like she's my personal, my husband and their personal doctor. She's the one we always see. But I don't know what happened because the first time we went, she was much nicer. So I thought maybe she's angry I'm pregnant because some of them always think that foreigners are here to have babies and take advantage of their medical system. You have to pay so much in taxes, my husband and I, that it just basically makes me sick when they treat me so wrong because the amount of taxes we pay a year, like sometimes I even feel like telling them the amount of taxes I pay, I shouldn't be treated like this. Like, anyway, it really upset me at that point and I was really angry and I was like, this just shouldn't happen. You know, at least find out about someone, ask them at the door, do you have a job, before you start judging them and being so mean. But yeah, everybody was saying online that they're very mean, especially to foreigners. They're mean if you speak English and they're mean if you're dark skinned. They're mean and racist. Those times that I was really, really sick, I would have accepted to go to the hospital. Maybe I would have got like, you know, just even if it's a painkiller injection, but then I didn't want to go for this same reason that they can be very mean. My gynecologist doesn't speak English. My gynecologist only spoke with my husband, and I would tell my husband, tell him I'm feeling this. And he's like an older guy, and he'd be like, oh, that's normal, that's normal. And at some point, I was so worried that everything he keeps saying, it's okay. He doesn't really like listen and be like, oh, really, you know? And at that time, I'm so sick, and I'm trying to tell him, listen, I am very sick. And then my husband was so calm in spirit, tells him, she's saying she's sick. And he'd be like, oh, Dobry. Dobry means it's okay. It's fine. And I'll be like, he doesn't understand. I am losing my mind. I am completely, I cannot even stand. As you can see, I'm crouching. as he's, you know, giving us the results of the ultrasound and stuff, I'm crouching because I'm feeling so sick. I even forgot I had something to do. Now I'm kind of worried when it's time to deliver, because I'm worried of what's gonna happen. I'm thinking of contacting like a, what do they call them, a midwife, to help me out. A midwife that speaks English to translate just what I'm feeling, because I feel like with pregnancy you just have to be comfortable. I told my husband that we should book earlier because we live in a smaller town and there's like a huge general hospital. Ow, my leg is frozen. Ow. Yeah, so there's a big general hospital here where we live. I wanted to book the hospital early so that I can have like a private room, because I really do not want to be in a dorm. I do not want to hear the people screaming. I do not want to see someone else giving birth. I don't even think I want my husband there, you know. So I'm really thinking of getting a midwife, but I don't even know where to start. And they told us that, and my gynecologist was saying, since we're in such a small town, I don't have to, you know, look for hospital or book a hospital so soon. It's so early, I need to wait. So I was like, okay, maybe I will wait until like, you know, 30th week of pregnancy, I guess the very beginning of third trimester, before I can, you know, book the room. And then I'm gonna also ask them while I'm booking if it's okay that I get a midwife, because they might take it wrong and then be mean, like, how dare you bring someone else to our hospital? You know, nurses can be weird. So I also have to think about that, and the thought of that scares me a little bit, because I really want to be happy and comfortable. I want the birth to be good, but then I'm worried because of the meanness of services provided here, if I can say that. I have to say that my abdomen hurt, and my abdomen also still hurts up to today. My sister-in-law sent me the baby clothes. She also sent me a doll. And you know, the weirdest thing is that I had already told her, please do not get me any baby stuff, because I will send out a register of the things that I need so that people don't buy me the things that I already have. So she sent me like 3 onesies, colorful ones, those 2 Christmas ones, and then there's another one around that's, I guess, green and yellow. And then she also sent me this doll. And I was like, no, I'll keep the clothes, but I'll return the doll. But then I was like, I don't want to hurt her feelings, so I'll just keep it, even though I don't really, you know, I'm not thrilled about it. I'll just keep it to preserve her feelings. So yeah, I kept it. Though I might still gift it to somebody, because I feel like a baby is like, you know, your wedding day. Whatever you want for your baby should be what you want for your baby, and no one should, you know, be sad or angry that you do not want something. It's my first baby. I'm allowed to be like this. I'm allowed to feel some certain type of way. If I want something, that's what I want, and that's what I want, and I shouldn't just change my mind to accommodate people. If I want beige type colors, that's what I want. If I want lighter colors that are not so screaming yellow, blue, green, maybe that's what I should have, you know. So maybe I'll still gift that doll to somebody. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still thinking about it. I just realized that I've given myself so much work, and I don't think I'm gonna finish everything today. I need a kind of a stick to pull the things. I'm trying not to show you guys what this is, because I don't want you guys to know the sex yet. So anyway, I want to sum up this video by saying that I don't even know if my explanation can really depict the depths of which I was sick, you know, feeling like I couldn't take it the next day. There were some points that I was crying myself to sleep, just basically crying, rocking myself so that I can get some sleep. Because even though I was bedridden, I couldn't sleep. I was in bed, but I just couldn't sleep. I should be like the whole night I'm just looking, the whole day I'm just looking, and be so exhausted, like just tired. And then I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink. I craved something, my husband would go get it, and I just couldn't eat it. When it arrived, I looked at it, I just feel like I cannot look at this. I cannot even like stand it. It's just so disgusting. And then the whole trip would be for nothing. Then I would send him again, go get me this. He would bring it, and I couldn't stand it. The moment it arrives, I'd be like, please take it away. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to smell it. I would start gagging. I'm so glad that I've weathered through that, and now I'm much better. Guess with time I'm gonna be telling you guys more and more. I had written a list on my Kenyan phone. I use this phone in Kenya because in Kenya you don't want to have a fancy phone, because when you're flashing it out to use M-Pesa, it's a kind of a mobile transaction. What do you call it in America? Money something, pay send, slip send, or something like that. So we have something like that in Kenya. It's called M-Pesa. Everybody uses M-Pesa, and you keep paying for everything with it. So when you're flashing out, you don't want to have an iPhone 13 or an iPhone whatever, because you don't want to be a target. So anyway, I had my experiences on it, and I see I haven't covered everything. I will be covering some more things as time goes, because I plan to do several more vlogs of just my whole pregnancy experiences. So I hope you guys will like these vlogs and you will not, get tired of them. I'll try to be a little bit out more doing stuff, even though I just feel so exhausted. Pregnancy in the winter is much harder, but it's also much, better. I wanted to be pregnant in the winter so that I can be able to, control what I wear, because in the winter you can cover yourself up, you can wear less, you can open your jacket, you can close it, but in the summer you cannot hide it. It's just out there. You're hot, you just have to wear something open. But now in the winter I can just wear a jacket and open it, layer up inside and still open it, show my bump. If I don't want people to see it, I close the jacket and no one will even know I'm pregnant. So I guess I'm just happy with the fact that I'm able to control when I can show my bump or not. And the fact that, I don't know if I told you guys, we live in a smaller town. Our townhouse now, like 70,000 people. There's not much people. We have only like one mall. We have, we have all the major big supermarkets and stuff like that. It's not really like a really, really small town, but it's small compared to the capital. We are 1 hour and 15 minutes away from the capital. And yeah, this town, I feel like people look at me so much, even for just having braids. Everybody's just watching me and looking at me and like studying me. And sometimes people see me and they hide their handbags because they think apparently I'm gonna rob them or something. But I wanted to be pregnant in the winter for that reason, the fact that I stick out like a sore thumb. Everybody's always watching me at all times, looking at me. Anyway guys, thanks for tuning into this video today. If you like this video, do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate all of you that are from the Ask My Couple channel, because usually I do a small shots to notify people that I've posted on this vlog channel, because most of the people on there, they're always asking, oh, could you talk a little bit about this? Could you talk about a little bit about this? And I say in the description, I have a vlog channel, but still people keep on saying, you need to make a vlog. You need to make a vlog. You need to make a vlog channel. And I keep saying I have a vlog channel. So I realize that people do not read the description. They just watch the video and that's it. So I'll be making a few more vlogs of, as I said, unboxing all this stuff. I have so much I have to unbox, but also I don't want to unbox too early for them to collect dust. I plan to hang the clothes up and put them in the shelves that are coming, but then I also remove all of them like in March around my birthday, and wash them all. I'm assuming the weather will be a little bit warmer, so I'm gonna wash them all and pack them again, and also wash like the bibs, the stuff for the baby, the sucking stuff and stuff like that. Dust all the all this stuff, because it's too much and it's all dusty by now. So yeah, I'll be doing like a kind of a deep cleaning. This video has been so long, and yeah, I'm gonna be sitting here for a while. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys in the next vlog. Stay tuned. Bye.